Welcome back to Camp Two Fires, everybody. We're still in the first hour. We'll be here until 10 o'clock. If you want to give us a call, 248-851-1270. 248-851-1270. You can log on to camp2fires.com. Today is officially I Love My Truck Day. I loved it. Yesterday I had the TV news on, and they said, it's falling at a rate of 2 inches per hour. And I said, I'm done here. Out to the truck. Done it, man. It was great. Just cruising through the countryside while everybody else was sitting. The only other people I saw were guys in pickup trucks, bigger than mine. It was great. I had a good time. And it was not a problem getting here. Your weather, cloudy skies early, partly cloudy this afternoon, a high of 24 degrees. Cloudy tonight, periods of snow, probably about an inch. And there'll be some wind blowing it around. We'll have an overnight low of 19 degrees tomorrow. Windy with snow showers and a low near 10. And accumulation again for Sunday is possible as well. Right now, it's 19 degrees. I was talking to Captain Dan a couple weeks ago, and he said, listen, I know this guy. He's been telling me about Joe Reamer for quite a while. He's a skipper for Looney Tunes Charters, and he's here with us today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bob. Thanks for having me here around your campfire.
It's good to have you, bud. We got you today to talk about ice fishing in Saginaw Bay, obviously, because the season is upon us. But you also do fishing in Saginaw Bay when the water isn't hard.
That is correct, sir. Yes.
And you also do walleye on the Detroit River April, May.
That is correct, yes, on the Tri-Tune that you're looking at right now.
It's a heck of a boat, man.
It's nice.
It's a heck of a boat. We'll have to get a picture of that up and on the website. It looks comfortable. That's one of my favorite ways to fish for walleye.
Jigging in the Detroit in the river?
I like it.
Oh, that's absolutely.
The first time I went with Captain Dan, it was frustrating for Captain Dan. I forget who he brought out. We went with somebody. I can't remember who it was. Well, we got out on the Detroit River, and he's going, all right, you got to keep that line up and down, straight up and down, or you're not going to catch walleye.
Right.
Well, he and his buddy are catching walleye. I'm catching sheephead.
I've heard that story.
The sheephead king.
I've heard it.
I got to tell you, it took me a couple years.
That's right. It's a tough technique to conquer, absolutely. But once you get it, you got it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like riding a bike. You know, you got that feel.
I got it like 2 years ago. I finally got. You got to have the touch.
That's right.
And when you feel that, when you feel that jig just touch bottom, and it feels like it's on a wire line.
Yeah,
and
you touch and go.
Yeah,
yep.
And you can feel it. That's
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had a great season. This is the first year for the Tri-Tune on the river over there, and we just got all kinds of responses and people following us around in the river asking about the boat and all kinds of. We can have 8 guys on that boat.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 passengers with me and the first mate. So just absolutely
Tri-Tune.
awesome.
What? It looks like a pontoon boat.
Well, yeah, it's a pontoon, but it's got the third tune, which lets you raise the bow. Yeah, which where a pontoon's basically a barge,
right?
Where you're not, raising it, coming up on plane.
Right.
It goes about 25 miles an hour.
And comes up on plane.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Cool.
Dan was with us out in the bay. We had a good 3-footers out there, and it's really not a problem. In the
out in Saginaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, out in Saginaw Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, and going back to jigging in the river, we've had 8 people on that boat, and every position on that boat has caught fish because Joe does such a wonderful job keeping them lines straight up and down.
Well, that's really the trick is the boat control.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's got to do with that third sponson that's in the pontoon, the third one in the middle. It keeps that boat very, very level, and it allows him to just go forward and reverse with his electric motors. He's got 2 of them on there. You got about $3,500 with electric motors on the boat, but it really does a great, great job keeping those lines up and straight up and down. So everybody has the opportunity to catch fish, not just the guy fishing next to him.
Right.
Be in the front of the boat, the back of the boat, the side of the boat, doesn't make any difference. And one of the other nice features that I couldn't believe about this boat, he lifts up one cushion, and all of a sudden you got a stand-up toilet in it. It's amazing for the ladies. They
Get
just
out
love
of
it.
here.
I swear to
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Got a little curtain that comes up.
Curtain,
maybe?
Yep, the whole thing.
Really?
With a mirror, yeah, everything.
Yeah.
In there.
Oh,
Women love it. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and everything.
So-
yeah.
Holy smoke.
It's nice.
Used to be a see-through window, but we covered that up.
Yeah. Got a little hole at the bottom there, you know.
Before I forget to, I want all your listeners to know that those sheephead recipes will be for sale later on, since you've learned how to catch walleye.
You know what?
Bob, I've heard that story so many times about you catching big sheephead.
Well, let me tell you this about that. I've had several people over the years come to me and go, dude, that's freshwater drum. Have you ever eaten it? And I'm like, no, haven't eaten one yet. Oh, it's good, man. You just got to cut the mud vein out. Okay.
Okey-dokey.
But I'll tell you something. I can't speak for the table fair, but you get a sheephead on, you got to fight.
Absolutely.
And you can always tell when it is a sheep.
Yeah.
They stick that head down and they just shake it.
Absolutely.
I like
job.
that.
Absolutely.
Till it comes up to the top, and I realize
Yeah.
I ain't eating that.
No.
But let's get to Saginaw Bay here. Give me a little.
Yes, sir.
How long you been fishing Saginaw Bay?
Well, since I was 5 years old, my grandma lived up there. I spent a lot of summers up there.
Okay.
But I've lived up there now for about 7 years.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you know the bay
I
pretty
know the
well.
west side of the bay very well. Absolutely.
It's awesome fishing up there, and I've been a couple of times. Chuck and I have been, and we did okay. But we don't have a lot of experience on Saginaw Bay.
I'll tell you what, yeah, people, I mean, I'm fired up about this. We had a seminar at Dan's shop. We had 69 people in there, standing room only, talking. The Metro Detroit is hungry for this up there.
Now, is
You
it
know,
open water, or are
no,
you that
no,
you're
ice
talking about?
fishing. I'm talking about ice fishing.
Okay, all right.
Like what you just,
Right.
what you were just talking about, that people hear about it. It's a great fishery, walleye ice fishing.
It is.
But they don't know where to go.
Right.
They're afraid to go out there. They're
You
inexperienced.
You stand on that south shore and take a look across, and it's like,
yeah.
God, where do I go? It's so
Right,
big.
exactly. Well, that's why I'm doing these seminars down here to get these people interested. There are a lot of people out of work. They want to do something, and man, is there a
Might as well go fishing.
That's right. Let's go fishing, man.
Hell yeah.
And it's a world-class fishery up there as far as walleye. I mean, unbelievable size classes. We're getting 6 inchers to all the way up to 10-pounders. Last year, the Shiver on the River, they won 13-pounder. So there's still big fish out there.
Nice.
I mean, it's something else. But I'm trying to, ease everybody's fears on the bay by doing these seminars and talking to them, getting the people down here interested in going up there.
Well, now, what are you going – you fish on the west side of the bay, right?
Yes.
So that's pretty much – what kind of terrain are we talking about over there? I mean, it's pretty shallow for a ways out.
Yeah, we fish anywhere from 3 to 5 miles out.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You start talking to me about going 3 to 5 miles, and if I'm not seeing vehicles,
right.
that fish ain't happening.
Exactly. Right. And that's what one of the things a lot of locals are going. If you don't see people with their vehicles out on the shore, it's probably not safe ice.
Right.
Because it's a huge fishery up there.
It
and you
is.
will see a city out there.
Sure.
I
I know later on in the year, I mean, they're driving out there in Abrams tanks and stuff.
Yeah,
but
well, not so much anymore, but yeah, because the people I think are more safety conscious now.
I hope
but
so.
Yeah,
because you're going to feel real dumb calling your insurance agent going, does my policy cover my F-150 sinking to the bottom of Saginaw Bay?
Slipped off the shore and rolled for 4 miles.
Yeah.
No luck at all.
You want to hear a man laugh telling that story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one other thing I'd like to mention, too, as far as trying to build interest up in Saginaw Bay. It's just amazing the amount of guys that used to love to walleye fish on Lake St. Clair, mostly on the Canadian side in 20, 22 feet of water. They can't do that anymore because Lake St. Clair does not freeze all the way over like it used to. And that fishery is just all but stopped. Same thing with the St. Clair River. So I know these guys are just dying to find a spot to go walleye fishing, and Joe's got it. He's got it locked right down.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're doing these seminars, just educating people.
Well, what are we going to run into for when you go out and you look? And I'm sure you punch holes and drop cameras or whatever, whatever. What are you looking for out there? What do you and what are you going to find? Is it all hard bottom? Are you looking for weeds or?
Well, we got sandbars that we fish off of. They go from 1 foot, 3 foot down to 11 and 12 foot.
Okay.
We're staying away from the bar itself. We're staying in that 12 foot of water, fishing on those sandbars, and there's weeds off those bars. And then we're going to be fishing the contours from the 17-foot to the 20-foot contour lines, which almost always have pressure ridges.
Okay.
And you're going to be fishing pressure ridges mostly.
Okay.
Either the fish are going to be in that 17-foot off of off of the Linwood Road, Standish, Pinconning area, or they're going to be in that 20-foot area, and they're mostly flats once you get past those contour lines.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're fishing, you're looking for the ice jams, you're looking for the snow drifts, with the walleye eyes, they're very sensitive to light, so
Okay.
you're looking for some kind of a piling
Cover.
cover on the ice. If it's clear ice, look for a snow drift, look for an ice jam. Minnows like to hide up in there, so that's a good feeding spot for those walleye. They're chasing them up to the top. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
So now is that 3 miles? Are you going 3 miles out to hit those sandbars?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
But the sandbars, there's a Pinconning bar and a Saganing bar out there. They run probably 3 to 3.5 miles out into the lake, and that was a safety issue that we were talking about. That if you know that area,
Right.
don't go near them. I mean, just go around them. I mean, it's not that big a deal, and the ice is usually safe all the way around them. But just stay off of them because they don't really freeze.
Go where you see people.
Absolutely, follow tracks, talk to the local people. There's all kinds of different safety issues that you can avoid getting injured out there.
Because once you get 3 miles out,
Mhm.
you're kind of I don't want to. You're kind of stuck. You're
Right.
out 3 miles out in the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
You're out there in Saginaw Bay, and
Yeah.
it's cold.
Yeah. Well, it's not that big a deal. There's a lot of people out there. Once you do it, just like anything else, the more time you spend on the ice, the more time you go up there, the more comfortable you'll be.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking to these guys about. Just, that type of thing. Just be safe,
Well, folks, right now we're talking to Captain Joe Reamer about ice fishing out in Saginaw Bay, and we will continue that conversation when we come back here to Camp Two Fire. Stick around.